What kind of bread would pigeons eat? Be sure to ask the ones you meet. Be sure to ask after you say hello, goodbye, hello, goodbye, every day. What kind of bread do pigeons eat? Be sure to ask the ones you meet. Be sure to find out so you know a lovely artisan sourdough. Pigeons eat their wings, wings beat. Pigeons eat their wings, wings beat. With confirmation of the meetings, Ricksteck, Bar and Nesta, Krill decides to look around for pigeons he can pester. If only one of us were a flyer, a bird's eye view required in dice and desire.
I crumble up the rest of the sourdough, and I just sort of sprinkle it around where all the birds are, and just thank them for their help. And then I return to the party.
Okay, so as you're walking back, as you do that, you've crumbed off all the bread into the street, yeah?
Yeah.
Crumbed it right off.
As you do that, the baker, and as you're walking past the baker, says, "Why are you doing that? Now they're never going to leave us alone. If they think they can get free bread around here, we're just going to get these pigeons here every day. Good one, Greenie."
That's a bit rude. Why do you feel like you can just call me Greenie? Do you think you're better than me?
Why do you think you can come in here and you can just throw around free food? And this town's starting to be cleared up. We're starting to see some of the people, some of the vagrants no longer on the streets. We're starting to have a bit of a city that we can be proud of. And all of a sudden, you're trying to make it even worse by having pigeons everywhere.
Sounds like gentrification.
That water baron's done us a right good in getting rid of all the people off the street. And now all of a sudden, we've got pigeons. Good one. Well done. Well done, you. And he gives you like a sarcastic applause. Well done.
Buy another loaf of bread and throw it on the floor.
Oh, literally, yeah. I'm very sorry, sir.
No,
let me take a loaf of bread home to my wife, and I'll tell her how good your bread is, and I hope you can forgive me. I'll even pay extra.
I'm afraid the proprietor, aka me, he has the right to refusal, and I'm afraid you're not getting any more of my business. No way. And I know your sort. Now go on, get out of here. Go on, out of here.
My sort. What exactly is my sort?
Your bread spreading sort. Yeah, bread spreader.
Crumbing off all over the place.
And he goes, yeah, bread spreader. And he looks over, "Oi, Gary, look, we've got one of these bread spreaders over here. Yeah, come on, bread spreader. And they all start, and the market crew just like, yeah, bread spreader. And they all start clapping along.
I walk out of the market past the pigeons, and I just quickly say, "You couldn't do me another favour, could you? You couldn't shit on that baker and all his bread. You and your mates."
I'll shit on the baker, but maybe not the bread.
Bread. Yeah, that's fine. If all of you and your mates could just shit on the baker,
right.
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
Okay, I'll make sure that happens when no one else is around. That definitely happens.
Cool. I head back to the gang because I fucking hate this.
Dabov just looks at Krill when he shows up and it's like, "What's going on? I heard people chanting bread spreader from the marketplace."
Bed spreader.
The baker's been sleeping around and he had a STI, so he's now called the bread spreader.
Makes total sense.
Why do you smell of bread
and pigeon shit?
Have you been with the bread spreader?
Again, that might be how it seems.
Quinch goes to grab the incense block.
Gregomel, can you use your hat to cast the cantrip Detect Chlamydia?
I have got the one that removes poison. I guess that's the same kind of thing, right?
Dabov just leans in and gives it a sniff and goes, "Nah, smells a bit yeasty. Save that spell slot."
That's how he makes his bread, obviously.
Fucking hell.
Ooh, that is sourdough.
Proper sourdough.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
I was speaking to some pigeons.
What are they called?
Manscaped are never going to sponsor us again, are they? Trim your rancid penis with our products.
Be a bed spreader.
The pigeons said that they'd seen a hobgoblin talking to the children of the town. So maybe the hobgoblin's the one responsible for the missing children. And also, that nasty bread spreader has said that water baron has been doing away with the homeless of the city. Not exactly saying how, but apparently they're there 1 minute and gone the next.
Did you enjoy talking to the pigeons?
Yes, it was. They were nice. They were nice enough.
I'm glad you enjoyed it because the information that you've just given us, I think we'd all managed to work out already without the pigeon conversation. So at least you had fun though. So.
I was just verifying.
Yeah. The real winners, of course, are our listeners who've had to sit through 39 minutes of that.
2 episodes.
I got an idea. If the
I
town's
just tried to do something nice. Now I'm an arsehole.
if the town's being gentrified and they're getting rid of all the homeless and the like, Dabov is obviously used to looking homeless, so he could, in theory, set up a begging, like put his hat on
like
the floor,
a honey trap.
yeah,
Use Dabov as a honey trap,
and you guys kind of hide in wait and just see what happens.
That was actually a fantastic idea. You actually look like a child as well, so
Yeah, there is that.
you just have to shave the face.
Oh,
And the
no.
pubes.
No.
pubes.
Brilliant.
No, but we can promise that if we shave your face, there will be reduced nicking.
I can lend you I can lend you my lawnmower 4.0.
With skin safe technology.
Christ, I do hope they're not sponsoring us by now.
They're definitely not now, no.
Is that part of the Erotiforge range?
Yeah, the Erotiforge 4.0. But yeah, I could just pretend to be homeless and see what happens. I mean, technically we're all homeless as far as I know, but
We are, yeah, sort of.
We're vegans, we're not hobos. There's a very big difference.
yes.
But yes, I think this is possibly the best idea that we've come up all day.
Yeah, and just see where I end up.
Well, should we? So, what kind of time of day is it now?
So, Krill was talking to those pigeons for 4 hours. It's worth noting that we sped up some of the process there. So he'd ask a question, actually, it would take them 10 minutes just to answer. So what did I say? It was about midday when you left. I said it took about half an hour to get to that sort of point. So we're probably looking around, it's the early afternoon, like 1-ish. Sun's high in the sky.
Right. Should we try the homeless child ruse now?
The classic homeless
The old
child.
homeless child. Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea.
Well, it wasn't
Right,
so
so
much
where
the
you
child
going?
I was going for. It was just the homeless element.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to
Doesn't he
do...
only come after children? I thought he only came after children.
Well, no, because the
town
boy,
goes
the
after.
dwarf boy was 17.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
fine.
Dabov's going to bandage up his face anyway, as if he's kind of a bit disfigured and is hiding his face.
Do you want a rotten tooth?
Yes, that's actually a genuinely good idea.
Wow.
But yeah, he's basically going to... I don't want to be identifiable as Dabov, so if someone's got some bandages or some cloth...
Why don't we remove all of your teeth and replace them with Quinch's false ones?
God, if only I had some sort of illusionary magic that could just disguise my face. If only. No, I'm going to cover my face as if I'm kind of like a sort of what's it called? Like a sort of leper type thing, and I'm covering up like a make myself look as gross as possible, essentially.
So let me just get let me get my bearing on this. So you're gonna tart yourself up you're gonna downgrade your face. Listen, I've been drinking. Words are hard. Where are you going?
Somewhere sort of like a beggar would go. So somewhere maybe a bit
just
public.
around the market area.
Yeah,
The
market sort of area.
It's been going missing.
Okay.
Would it be a good idea if we orchestrated some kind of altercation, like where one of us kicks up a bit of a fuss about this person begging?
Well, I think based on the reaction from the bread spreader,
let's go to the bread spreader.
Homeless people aren't particularly welcome anyway. So, I mean,
no.
if nothing happens naturally, I guess one of you could come over and we could sort of have a bit of a fake argument. Because I'm basically going to ask everyone.
Try and steal some bread from the bread spreader or something. And...
Yeah, could do. What I might do is sort of beg for money to begin with. Just sit on the floor with my cap.
Yeah. Sorry, can I just clarify? I know Dweezil thinks this, but just to clarify that actually the bread spreader is indeed Krill.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I just want to clarify that all the allusions of all of the words that are being said against the market owner, the market stall owner, he's not a bread spreader.
But in our head,
yeah, I know. I just don't want him to be getting a bad name for no reason. In the story that we've
been told by our fellow teammate, we think he's the bread spreader.
Yeah.
He's
not spread any bread.
Shit baker if he's not spreading any bread.
Good game, well played.
But,
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of beg for some money. Just ask anyone that walks past, spare a coin, sir or madam, and just make my presence known. And then, if nothing comes of that, then I'm happy to engage in an argument with one of our group to really cause a scene.
I feel like we need to be hiding somewhere. In case, you come and get taken away so we can follow you.
Yeah, I do feel like you guys should be fairly close and ready to follow.
I could go and talk to the pigeons again.
I would suggest Krill showing his face in the market would probably be not wise.
Krill, maybe you could get the pigeons to tail him.
I could get the pigeons to shit on Dabov so he really stinks.
Fucking hell. I don't think that's necessary.
I might need convincing otherwise.
Get Quinch just to wipe his sword on him.
I mean, Dabov's not the best kept person in the world anyway. I don't think I need to look like the pigeon woman from Home Alone 2 here. I just need to sit down with my hat on the floor and just say, spare some money.
Let's move this along. Right. So, Dabov, are you going to go and sit in one place?
Let's move this along, but I have a 40-minute conversation with the pigeons and you're like, I'm happy with this pacing.
Listen, there's a difference between providing entertainment and let's just going rehashing the plan and hashing the plan.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sat in the middle of the thing, yelling, spare a coin, sandwiches and cigarettes also accepted.
Feed the birds a penny for the birds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, classic lyrics. So that's that. The rest of you, joking aside, I think Krill walking into that marketplace right now will get Gary and his mates very angry and irate.
Well, Dabov has the message cantrip, so I can communicate reasonably well with anyone that's in sight or within, I think it's sight, within a certain range anyway, as long as I know where they are. Let me just double check.
I feel like you have to see them.
I have to point my finger at a creature within range and whisper a message. And only
Greg's
the target.
going to find a artisan coffee shop within the market area, within view of Dabov. Then
you're going to what? Sorry, you're going to create one?
No, I'm just going to find one. There's got to be a coffee place. There's got to be a coffee place in there somewhere, right? If not, I'm going to frickin' open one. Yeah.
Okay. So that's Greg. Are you to get? Do I take it you're probably going to split up?
Yeah, split up. So we'll say like 100 meters or so away, or wherever the
might
coffee
be
place is.
wise to sort of cover all the exits to the marketplace because we don't know which way I'll be taken.
Okay. So this is not how I expected this session to go. Right. So that's him. That's Greg. That's Dabov. Quinch, what are you doing?
The thought did cross Quinch's mind that he may fly into the sky and keep lookout.
That's a great idea.
He did also think that in a previous episode he described himself as bright cyan whose scales glisten in the sun. So he may think that may not be the most stealthy in this particular situation, as it is the height of...
Blue doesn't really blend in with the blue of the sky, does it, really?
Weather check? What is the weather like?
Pretty good.
You go find a church and sit on the edge of a church like a gargoyle.
What's the likely... Right, okay, I've got a few options. What's the likelihood that I'll be spotted if I fly into the sky and keep watch over Derek, a.k.a. Dabov?
How high are you wanting to fly?
Who am I asking this to?
Well, I mean, I'm asking you.
High enough that I can still see Dabov, but... low enough that I can still see Dabov, high enough that I won't be spotted easily.
100 feet.
Yeah, I was thinking 100 foot. Yeah, I think you'd be okay, because unless someone was looking up specifically, and I think you're living in a fantasy world where there's the occasional flying creature anyway, so I don't think it would be hugely. You're obviously, I know you're big by comparison to humans, for argument's sake, but I think you're small enough that people wouldn't be too concerned or whatever. They might be curious if they saw you, but I don't think it'd be too much of a problem.
Before I do my homeless act, I'm going to hand most of my possessions to Dweezil, because if I get taken, obviously I might end up being have all my possessions taken off of me. So I might sort of hide like a lockpick on my person.
Keep your immovable rod as well, just in case.
Yeah, I was debating whether to keep that, but if that gets taken off me, I don't know if I
make it immovable before they take it off you.
Yeah, fair point. But yeah, I'll just keep a lockpick and maybe like a dagger if I can reasonably conceal it.
Okay, that's fine. So then Dweezil, will come to Krill last, just because I'm concerned about what's going to happen with him. But yeah, Dweezil.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to move around the marketplace, just talking to stallholders, like looking at things. But that's all a performance, because what I'm really doing is keeping within at all times, keeping within a fairly close distance of Dabov, but making it like I'm talking, within 20, 30 feet of him. But making it look very much like I'm not paying any attention to him whatsoever.
Okay. Krill.
Fuck knows. I put it to the group. What do you think I should do whilst whilst this plan goes on? I'm not too popular with the market people.
I mean, you could just sit outside the market area on one of the exits. Logically speaking, if he's taking people into the hills, he's going to be going towards one of the main exits of the city.
Yeah, so I mean, what you could
just the north, probably.
Maybe keep an eye on where Quinch is, because presumably you'll be able to see Quinch from anywhere in the town. Maybe Quinch can signal.
So I've got you there, just to give you some context, just to move you back over to the map. You are here. Here's Yartar and Pingy.
Oh, yeah, so we probably want to keep an eye out towards if Krill stays more kind of the south end of the market.
Okay, that's fine. I will just hover on the south end of the market. I've got Sebastian with me. I can cast a spell that allows me to see through his eyes, and he's just going to walk around with our Dweezil.
Good idea.
Which means that I'll see that if anything goes down, and then I can just turn off my spell and go back to being in my body. So I'm just going to find a nice little bench to perch on whilst I do that.
Okie dokie. Right, so with that all planned out, Dabov, over to you. You've now made your way into the middle of the market square. You're bandaged up. What? So you're begging for money, right? You're trying to get some...
Yeah, I'll sort of spare... Just anyone I see, anyone that makes eye contact, just say sort of spare a coin for someone that's fallen on hard times. And hold my hat out.
Okie dokie. First and foremost, while you're doing this, can I... No, I'm not going to say can I, because that's the entirely wrong thing that I want to say. what I want to say to you is you take 6 fire damage.
Oh.
Excellent.
Oh.
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
The curse.
Oh.
Okay, so that happens.
It's a metaphor for the burden of homelessness.
Exactly. You're just out it's just too really sunny, actually. You've just been sitting out there for too long. You've taken out of sunburn. So, can you roll me a performance check, I guess?
Performance.
I think.
I've rolled 13. What do I get on performance?
It'll be a big fat 5 or 6, I imagine.
Nope, +2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
So 16.
15.
Inspiration? No, it's not too bad.
15. Okay, so you managed to perform very well as a homeless person, which, you know, to be fair, you were for a large chunk of your life.
Method
So
acting.
Exactly, you're playing on your experiences. It's fair to say that you're getting some unwanted glances from both market stall holders and patrons. People are avoiding you largely. No one's necessarily physically or verbally tried to attack you or anything like that, but people just generally speaking, people are making a wide berth. You get the occasional more kind soul who walks past. And what have you got, like a cap or something that you've got out?
Yeah, I've basically just taken my hat off when I put the bandages on, and that's what I'm using to gather coin.
Okie dokie. So across the space of the first hour, you actually get 4 copper pieces.
Nice.
Nice little side gig.
Yeah. You managed to make 4 copper pieces, which actually comes in 2 respective sort of donations. That's not come from one person. That's 2 people giving you a couple of copper pieces each, a couple of quid each. The rest of you, so Dweezil, you're just milling around. Anything you particularly want to be doing, or just?
I'll probably just point out Dabov to a couple of the stall holders. I might say to one of them, "Oh, we've just come from that shithole Tribor, and whilst there are a few things that few positive things I can find to say about it, we didn't see any of that there."
Stallholder sort of goes, well, I'm actually, do you know what, my brother-in-law's actually from Tribal, and I don't actually have too much of an issue with him. He's an alright geezer. Yeah, no, I have heard it's not got too much of the homelessness over there.
So sorry, your brother-in-law, you married a woman from Tribor, or your
my sister married someone from Tribal, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, you know, love is blind, you know what they say. Love is it can't smell, more like, eh?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah,
but no,
you know
actually, they're all right people. Actually,
call it Tribor because they smell like 3 bloody pigs in a small room, don't they?
Yeah, actually, that is quite true. They do smell, but no, genuinely, they are actually pretty decent people. They are humans after all.
Well, some of them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Some of them are, but no, actually, they're all right. They're all.
You know
right.
what it's like nowadays, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, I mean, we haven't had. Coming back to what you were just saying, we haven't had much of that around here for a while. Actually, the old Water Baron's been doing all right. Been doing pretty well. She's probably just trying to, election year next year. She's probably just trying to make sure that she's looking good, isn't she?
That's the game.
That is the game. Anyway, can I introduce you to my goods? These are hemp sacks.
Hemp.
Yeah.
Is that? Wouldn't have thought so. Is that legal? Is it or?
Well, don't ask no questions. Don't give me no lies. You'll like this one. You'll actually like this one. He pulls out one. It's I've actually made it in the shape of a rhinoceros.
Sebastian starts just nibbling on one to blend in, as a goat would.
Okay. Is that the goat or you controlling Sebastian.
It's Krill thinking, what would a goat do in this situation?
But and he God, he's distracted somewhat by Dweezil, and he doesn't notice this. We're going to move over to Greg Amell, who's looking for the coffee. I don't want to play this out too much. This is a market. this at the moment we're just playing shopping. Greg, you don't manage to find a dedicated coffee stall. But you do find a stall that is selling coffee as it's one of its beverages.
Okay.
Roll me a d20, please. No check, just a straight d20.
17.
17. It's a really nice cup of coffee, actually. It's quite nutty. It's got a strong flavour. He did offer you to spruce it up some yak milk, which he recommended from a local farm, but you actually turned it down, unfortunately.
Of course, I'm a purist,
Exactly,
black coffee all the way.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad anyway. On the Gregor scale, you're probably enjoying it. Quinch, nothing really to report from where you are. You can see Dweezil sort of getting sort of a bit racist with one of the market stall owners.
It's good to be catching some thermals up here, so getting a bit of flight practice in, and actually befriended a small pigeon that's flown up to see me, and I've just been sort of, obviously can't communicate with him, but I've just been sort of mimicking his movement, getting a bit more graceful, and it's been lovely actually. Yeah,
weirdly it's carrying some sourdough.
It did look quite plump, I have to say, and it's got some beautiful feathers on it. So yeah, it's been a nice time up here.
Dungeons and Dragons. Krill is presumably zoned out. Presumably the body of Krill isn't doing anything, and Sebastian is sort of getting a little high, I guess, on someone else's supply. He's just nibbling away, but yeah, the stall owner hasn't noticed that. So back to Dabov. Or Derek in this kind of scenario. So that was the first hour of you doing. We're not going to do this hour by hour because that would be dull. We're going to sort of shoot through this for another maybe another 2 hours, maybe 3. And
fucking hope those thermals stay tight.
How much copper do I get in this time?
So yeah, roll me another performance.
14 plus 2, 16.
16. So yeah, you managed to make this time round. You managed to make 3 copper. Bearing in mind this is a longer period as well. You only managed to make 3 copper in the second thing. It's fair to say that like your first, your appearance at first of all was sort of a bit like, oh, we don't want this guy around, do we? Let's just leave him alone. But there was a couple of kindly souls. It's worth noting the longer you're staying here, starting to make people a little bit more uncomfortable. You're starting to see a few times where the market stall owners are talking to their customers and pointing you out and just sort of like throwing you some evil looks and stuff like that. But yeah, you make 3 copper pieces, a button, and a few bits of lint. And that's about it. It's people are starting to veer away from you a little bit more as time's veering on. Fair to say that by this time the rest of the group are sort of just not necessarily seeing any gains on their mark. Nothing's happening. There are no guards coming to take you away. But equally, if the plan was for a hobgoblin to come and get you, that's certainly not happened.
Can I go grab a cup of coffee?
Okie dokie. Yeah, I did say 3 hours. Let's just go back and say it shorter than that because it's unlikely Greg will be talking to the same market stall owner for 4 hours.
100% will be. He's talking about where he gets his beans from, his roasting method. He wants it all. He's writing it down in a little diary so he knows how to make it.
Right, okay. So yeah, you make it. You. I don't know if you would necessarily go straight there, but you sort of make your way to the stall that Greg is stood at. What do you do?
I just buy a coffee. Standard, straightforward. I don't know how much one costs.
2 copper pieces, please.
Cool. I will give 2, because I've obviously given my normal money to Dweezil, so I'll just take that out of the begging money.
You're 7 even.
Yep, and I'll just go back
yeah,
to begging again, but I won't drink the coffee. I'll just hold the coffee just on me, as if I'm drinking it, but I'm going to keep the cup full.
Okie dokie. Rest of you, have any of you changed your pattern? Are you still just milling around the places?
Yeah.
So the attention draws to the skies, and Quinch is mid conversation, and so my hand was right up to my elbow, and I pulled it out as she screamed, and that was the largest being that I'd ever lain with. I don't know if you've understood a word I've been saying, but I really feel like we've got a good connection, and I hope you might stay with us. I don't know your name. Like I say, I don't know if you've understood a word that I've been saying, but that's pretty. It was soon after that we arrived at Nightstone, and that's you pretty much caught up, really.
Is this a pigeon you're talking to?
Yeah, it's the pigeon. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to call you MP, Mysterious Pigeon. No, Mippage. I'm going to call you Mippage, Mysterious Pigeon.
The pigeon takes pity on you, and but also gets a bit tired of flying up here, and flies and sits on your back to rest its wings for a little bit.
I like that.
Dweezil?
Just still milling around pretending to be a racist.
Pretending, yeah.
Okay, back to Dabov then. Another hour passes. I won't make you roll a performance check because you've been out there for a little while now. You managed to make one copper piece in this next hour. One person came over to you, plonked it on, but sort of, I would suggest that the attitude they gave you was not necessarily one of hospitality, more of, look, here's your money, go. Look, you've got what you wanted, sort of thing. Like, come on, you're getting it. But again, it's worth noting that the attitude in the marketplace is continuing to sour towards you.
Much like the bread.
Correct. No hobgoblin.
I'm gonna outstay my welcome. I'm gonna see how long it goes. Maybe until, with the rest of the party's permission, sort of later into the evening when certain people might vanish.
It's worth noting that obviously the rest of the party, that wasn't necessarily the agreed plan, and the rest of the party would not necessarily know that would be your plan. But we're now sort of mid-afternoon anyway. We're sort of like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. But you've been out there for a while.
In this next hour, as Sebastian, I'm going to wander over to Dabov and just check on him, see if he wants to tell me anything, because obviously I would understand it. It's just a way of passing information, and I'm going to take a little nibble at his clothes while I'm there.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I guess I'll speak to him and just say I haven't seen anything yet, I haven't experienced anything yet, but people don't tend to vanish in the middle of the day. So I imagine maybe something will happen to me later in the evening. I don't know if... Yeah, and I mean, I can communicate with the rest of the people via message as well.
Sort of pointless me coming over, really, isn't it?
Well, I don't think I can see you. So I would have to communicate to you in a different way. So,
what do you mean?
Well, I don't think I can see Krill, because Krill's presumably off hiding somewhere.
Oh, so you'd have to talk to the goat.
Yeah, so I'll say to the goat, I haven't seen anything, but I imagine if I'm going to vanish, so to speak, it will be later in the evening or at night. So maybe we could just go somewhere else, and then I'll find somewhere to sleep for the night, not in a hotel. So I'll go with the group.
You've obviously said that. Yeah, you've said that to Sebastian, but obviously you just said there about the message thing. Are you going to then tell the rest of them your
I'll discuss
plan?
It with all of them and see what the consensus is. Just, a relay of messages to all of them and just get the...
Is message a cantrip?
Yes.
Is that a cantrip, yeah?
It doesn't work two ways, though, does it? We can't
I think
talk back.
people can whisper back, I think. Let me just double check. Message. So, you point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. Only the target can hear it. I can cast it through solid objects if I know where they are. Oh, I don't know, actually. Oh, and
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one way.
they hear the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they can reply.
But they have. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, it sounds like you've got a plan there. You want to, fire off to all the rest of them. I mean, are you all? Are any of you not in agreement? And worth noting, Quinch has been flying for quite a while now. He's probably, if I made Krill roll for exhaustion climbing up some stairs, it's probably worthwhile making the same of Quinch.
Yeah.
So, Quinch, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes. Quinch will also whisper, I am getting relatively tired.
This pigeon is getting quite heavy.
My constitution's quite high. 19.
19. Okay, you're fine. So the rest of you, anyone disagree with Dabov's plan? Anybody wish to sort of say, no, don't want this?
Yeah.
I mean, Dabov, you basically saying you're happy to stay there?
Well, I'm trying to get the groups. Obviously, I don't want to just hang out in the marketplace doing nothing for the rest of the day. And I've kind of made my presence known, I reckon, enough amongst the marketplace that I could leave and maybe find somewhere to sleep tonight, and we can do something else in the meantime. Like, people are very much aware there's a homeless person in town now. So
Maybe, I don't know if this is metagaming, but maybe Dekvar would be waiting for an opportunity would be waiting to see if Dekvar is seen or a kidnapper is seen. Maybe they're waiting for the homeless person to leave the square, which is a relatively public area, go and find somewhere more secluded, and that's when they would snatch.
I don't think we should meet up. I don't think we should reform a group. No. Like, you four obviously can if you want to, but I should remain separate in case I have sort of caught anyone's eye.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to either stay and just wait in the marketplace and we carry on with this until late in the evening, or I can get up, walk off, and you guys can still keep your distance and see what happens.
All right. What does everyone want to do with him?
Just go find some like back alleys, kind of, and start walking down those, I reckon.
Yeah. But
what time did you say it was? Sorry.
By now, it's sort of about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the evening.
Yeah, I think that's a good time.
Yeah, go and find somewhere to sleep.
That's when the marketplace will probably die down.
Yeah, the marketplace is pretty much sort of died down now. It's there's still a few customers and there's still a couple of market stalls that are still sort of doing some decent trade, but generally speaking, they're quiet and closing down. So
cool. Yeah, I'll if that's what the group agrees on, I'll kind of pack up my stuff, wander off, and just walk to maybe a quiet part of town. Just follow the sound of silence, I guess. To just go to a less populated area.
And are the rest of you following him, did you say, or are you guys gonna? Because obviously, I know Dweezil was interested in the Grand Dame. It's worth noting, obviously, whether you want to go there. It's splitting the party somewhat.
I mean, I can if people want to do some other stuff. I can just literally hide somewhere until we're ready to carry on with the plan. Like that's what I wanted to discuss with everyone. If they have stuff they want to do.
Just do the Grand Dane another night. Because that's just going to be there. It's not like a one-time event thing. For this evening, just concentrate on this plan to see if this plan works.
Yeah. Quinch is still happy to keep an eye out from things from afar, and he can travel with Dabov and remain above him.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the rest of us, just keep a safe distance.
Probably good to like sporadically land on a roof or something. Otherwise, you're just going to get hit with exhaustion again.
Yeah, maybe just go from rooftop to rooftop as quietly as you can, or what have you.
Yeah, so Quinch and Mippage do that.
Mippage. Oh god, have we got another NPC? We've got a pigeon that's going to come round with them. Oh god. Right. So, Dabov, you go wandering through the alleyways. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just find a quiet place to just lie low and just rest for a bit, as a homeless person would.
I was going to say, still as the homeless person, you're not,
I'm keeping up the ruse of being homeless. I'm just going to, the day of begging's over, I'll go find like a doorway.
I mean, technically you are homeless. You don't have a home, do you?
Yeah. That's it. So it's not really
Correct.
an act.
Yeah. So as you're making your way out of the marketplace, you spot a couple of faces that you're semi-familiar with. Bobby Gatwick and Ray Rayinson off duty. But they're walking past, and they're walking past, and they obviously see you, and they just say, listen, hello, I've got the voice, hello, listen, young man, we've not come and said anything, but we've had some reports about you, hence why we're not here in an official capacity, but it's probably best if you keep off the streets. We don't want any trouble. I don't believe. Are you a resident of Yatar? Is there somewhere that you could be keeping out of trouble?
I'll also say I'm not a resident yet, and just give him a wink.
It's a lovely bit of joviality. Someone in your position probably needs to cling to their sense of humour. But no, honestly, we're trying to cut this out. It's something that we're trying to ensure that people are not, milling about, shall we say, and really would be best for you if you were to move on.
I'm going to say where to. Do you have anywhere specifically for? You say you're getting rid of the homeless. Where do you send them? What are my options here? And I show him the 5 copper pieces I've got from the day, and say, what are my options?
Well, it's like the tavern keepers say. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And it's just I don't have that. I'm just a mild guard of the town. I don't have any answers to these questions. It's not my place to. I mean, the Water Baron might be having to have these conversations with you, but I just listen. As I say, I'm not here in an official capacity. I'm not here to arrest you or do anything of that sort. I'm just here. Word to the wise. It's probably best if you get off the streets. Okay.
Okay. You say you're off duty.
I am off duty. Yes, I'm just here as a friendly bystander, if you will.
Okay. I'll also say I'll take it under advisement and go about my way and wish them a good day. Like, I'm not going to be confrontational about it. I'll just say I'll bear it in mind and wish them the best of their evening.
That's wonderful. And but please do take it under advisement. I really would rather that we went about this amicably. And as they're walking off, and you sort of, what are you doing as they're walking away?
I'm just going to carry on in the path that I was walking, maybe sort of flipping the coin in the air, fairly carefree.
As you're walking in sort of the opposite direction, I guess, or whatever direction you're going, you hear Bobby and Ray start walking off in sort of the opposite direction to you, and you just hear, just catch the end of just going, "Oh, Ray, did you hear that we had a bed spreader in the market square today? It's lucky I wasn't on duty that day."
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dice and Desire. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. Also, go check out our Instagram and Twitter pages. The handle for both is Dice and Desire. So, until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
Hey, cool people. Do you like mead, magic, and long walks in the icy tundra? Ever wonder what your sled dogs are thinking about? Why not cap off your night with a frosty tabletop adventure?
You will come to love my beef cliff.
You're at the common room. Go to your room.
Excuse us.
Excuse me, Dolcliffe. What's your favourite food?
Sausages, probably.
No, you look like a strong lot, but I've got more friends than you.
Carnelian's like short and on the ground, and he's standing on top of the table.
You know what you have to do.
Carnelian stabs him in the butt.
What did he say?
He likes sausages.
Oh my god, me too.
Alright, I'll sit beside Word and start carving his rod.
Oh my god. Sveta, my rod's nearing completion by the looks of things.
Unless the 4 of you can stop them.
Well, grab your Ugg boots and join Reflex Save every Wednesday on your favourite podcast platform.